Happy Wednesday, and welcome back to another episode of It's Negotiable. You already know what we do. We talk about all things negotiable and non-negotiable, setting boundaries with people, places, and things that do not serve God's purpose for your life. Because of your obedience, you understand that compromise happens, and actually, it's negotiable. Happy Wednesday, Amber.
What's up, girl?
So we're not in our typical matching, but you know, I think I'm hitting off. I'm shout out to 85 South. I'm wearing my 85 South shirt. I went to 85 South show a couple weeks ago, and I got this from the guy. Shout out to Carlos Miller, Chico, DC Young Fly, my guys over there, repping the brand today. And I'm hitting my green off Amber's green just a little bit.
Okay, let's just talk a little backstory. Ernestine was rushing me, so I have on two different colored greens. Y'all know I would never.
She could have took her pants off, but that was her own prerogative to leave them on. So hey,
because we're rushing.
You could have took them off. You had time to take them off. You had time to send that Instagram post. You had time to scroll Instagram. You could have took them off.
No. So anyway, this is not my typical.
But we still look good. So listen, guys, this is going to be a quick solo episode because you guys love our solo episodes. Y'all been telling us in the comments you love when we chat and we talk, and it's the solo episodes without the guests. But shout out to all of our amazing guests that have been on the last couple of weeks. But I want to talk about the power of habits, building new habits and getting rid of old habits. I think that's something that people aspire to do and maybe don't know how. And the athlete in me, the track girl in me, is like, habits are groomed over time. Habits are built over time. They're built with small wins over time, right? So like you may want to be someone who works out every day. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to just wake up every day and work out 7 days a week and then it'd be fine. It's like, no, you got to get up on Monday. You may not feel it on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. You may not feel it again on Wednesday, but then you got to get back up on Thursday. So habits happen with production over time, consistently, in small increments sometimes, right? And I feel like I've been seeing a lot on social media. People are all in this phase like, I just want to be the best version of me, and I want to walk into the highest version of me, and that comes with habits. Mm-hmm. It comes with habits and doing something habitually.
Yeah, it's something that I'm trying to work on with my son at a young age, trying to teach him certain things because I have been so busy, and I'll just be like, oh, we'll make the bed later, or we'll put this away later. And then I'll look around, I'm like, oh my God, my house is a wreck.
Yeah.
So but the habits have to start with me first.
Yeah.
So even just small things, like I make sure I make up my bed every morning. So then now he can see that, oh, mommy's bed is made.
Yeah.
She got up and did this. Let me do mine.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that's a hard, was it Oprah who said it takes 21 days to create a habit? Is that what it was?
I don't know if it was Oprah, but it's definitely out there. It's 21 days.
I don't think that's true.
To build. I do. I think if you do something for 3 weeks straight consistently, you build it. I've done it. I've proven it several times. I'm like, all right, 21 days of doing anything or not doing anything definitely works.
But if I stop at day 22, that habit is not necessarily built. Like, for example, working out. I was working out every day last year. I thought to myself, oh, this has now become a habit in my life. Every day I was hitting the gym. And then I had to stop for a little while, and it has been so hard for me to become more consistent, like to become consistent again.
You got to do it again for 21 days.
Right. So it's just like, I mean, I get the concept behind it, but I think people who are struggling with, building habits, don't beat yourself up, because I don't think it's that easy. I don't think 21 days is.
Oh, it's not easy. Building a habit is not easy at all. It's hard work, but that's why the root word of habitual is habit. Like, you have to do it habitually. So it's like you can't just do it in 21 days and then you're set for life.
I guess what I'm saying, when I always heard it like, oh, you do it for 21 days and now it just becomes a part of you. Like, it's magic.
It does become a part of you, but that doesn't mean it's not permanent. Habitually means it continues.
Me brushing my teeth every morning is a part of me for the rest of my life.
Could be.
No, it will be. Right? Because that's something that I've been doing for 40 years.
Yeah, but why? Because there's a will attached to it. You know that you don't want to walk out the house with dirty teeth.
Right, but it's like how long did it take for me to build that habit, right? So you start when you're a kid, and then by the time even my son right now, I'm like, come on, Kyra, let's brush our teeth.
Yeah.
If I didn't make him brush his teeth, he probably wouldn't, right? Because he's 4. But at 10, it's going to become automatic for him to be like, oh, let me just go brush my teeth real quick. So I'm saying it's
but it's not.
years.
But it's not just it's the habit, but it's also attached to a will. You want to brush your teeth because you don't want to have funky breath. You want to brush your teeth because you don't want to have plaque and tartar built up all the way you're talking to people in their face. It's like there's a will there. It's like, I want to make sure that my teeth are good when I go out into the world. So if your habit is not attached to a will, it's like, then in my opinion, and this may ruffle some feathers, and you don't want it bad enough. If you just stop and you can't, and you don't allow yourself to, you have to want it so bad. That's what habitual is. Like, you got to want it bad.
Listen, though, I want to be in shape really bad. Yeah. I want to have the baddest body in the world, really bad. But
if the work ethic doesn't match the want, then it's just a want.
Exactly. But I'm saying, to do it for 21 days, yes, I'm in my groove. But does it make me? Is what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying. It's the will that makes you do it.
It's the will is a part of it.
Right. But the way it has sometimes been told over, media and all that stuff is it just takes 21 days. Like, oh, now I have this habit. And I'm just saying that part to me is not true.
Yeah, I've never got that. I've never received it that way. I've never received like, oh, it's just going to be easy. You're doing 21 days. I feel like you do something in 21 days or you don't do something for 21 days. It starts to become like, oh, it's a regimen that I've built. But the regimen doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. Mm-hmm. Regimens are hard. Mm-hmm. That's why successful people have regimens, because it's everybody can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can't keep this regimen because everyone doesn't have the will. Mm-hmm. You may have the desire, but the work ethic has to match the desire. That's what separates the people who are successful at a thing and people who are unsuccessful at a thing. Mm-hmm. The successful person, to me, had the bigger will.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, I'm thinking about it in more simple terms. Like, I don't have to have work ethic to go brush my teeth, right? Like, we're just talking about habits in general. But
you know how many people who don't brush their teeth? A lot of them. Oh, wow. Because you smell some funky breath and you'd be like, come on, what's happening?
That might be halitosis.
Well, then you got deeper issues.
Right, exactly.
You got more work ethic that you need to be figuring out.
Facts. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I just feel like, and I love to have these talks because you start seeing like how everything is a mindset, right? And again, nothing worth working for is easy. Mm-hmm. None of it. Brushing your teeth every day is not easy. You may think it's easy, but it's not. Some people are like, oh God, I gotta skip this shower today. Oh, I gotta skip this toothbrush today. It's like, oh, I'm rushing, I'm getting out of here. Believe it or not.
Don't come around me if you ain't.
Oh, please don't come around. Don't come around me with body odor in general. Like, I feel like I told this to Amber the other day and she was like, that's mean. Listen, body odor is offensive.
Mm-hmm. I didn't say that was mean.
You did say that was mean. Was that you? It could have been one of my other friends.
I agree with you.
It's offensive. Body odor is offensive to me because I feel like you didn't take enough pride in yourself to make sure that how you're presenting yourself to your atmosphere for the day is top tier. It's like, so you're cool, you just being funky, or you just cool, you didn't brush your teeth, or you cool, you didn't put on deodorant today.
I'm offended by myself if I don't say it.
I'm like, dang, was that me? Girl, you need to get back in the house and get... But I put this on Instagram the other day. I keep a toiletry bag in my car. So in my car, I have deodorant, I have mouthwash, I have toothpaste, I have a toothbrush, I have baby wipes, I have hand sanitizer, I have a lint roller, because just in case my clothes need to be laying down. I have a whole situation in my car because you just never know when you got to go to a random event or a random audition or a random meeting, or your breath got a little tart for the day and you got to refreshen up. So I feel like body odor is offensive.
Yeah, my dad was like, he used to say, do not let people smell your breath stinking ever.
Yeah, my breath might be a little hot because we've been filming all day.
I was trying to throw a hint. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
But back to habits though. Like, I like talking about this because it's a strengthening of the mind. It's not easy and it's not supposed to be easy, which is why everybody can't do it.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. Because even sometimes me making my bed, I have to be like, because it'll be, for me, it's like this. Oh my God, I got to take 5 minutes to making my bed and I'm going to be late. Yeah. And it's like, well, if you had woken up 5 minutes earlier, you could have did your bed. So now and I know I'm always like talking spiritual, and somebody asked me, is your podcast a Christian podcast? And I said, no, it's two Christians that do a podcast. Yeah. Right. So I can't help but relate things back to God because it's in my DNA, it's in my blood. But literally what I do when I'm trying to establish a new habit that I'm having difficulty in, I literally pray about it.
Yeah.
And it was something, Ernestine like, Amber, you're always cleaning your house. Because I'm like, girl, I got to clean up this house.
I'm like, girl, didn't you clean up it wasn't clean from yesterday when you said you were cleaning up?
Right. But see, my standard of clean too is different than other people's standards. Like my dad wanted our house immaculate. Like you walk in my dad's house, you're going to eat off the ground.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like something that might just be a little messy to somebody else, to me is atrocious. It's like, oh my God, it's a mess. Mm-hmm. So I say that all the time and they be like, what are you talking about? The house is not a mess. But in my mind it is. But anyway, my point is, I know that one of my biggest challenges in life is time management. Mm-hmm. And it's because I stay up really late. Mm-hmm. Like I will go to bed early. I'll fall asleep right after my son goes to bed. But then I end up waking up and then I see myself, I'm up till 2:00 in the morning watching television or doing whatever, just, and then I'm sleepy and want to sleep in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, there's some things I want to establish in my household for myself and my son as habits. That it's just become second nature. And I'm like, God, I'm having a hard time in this.
Yeah.
And literally, he has been waking me up at 5:55, 6:00 every morning.
Yeah.
And sometimes I lay there like, oh, I got 5 more minutes. And then God will just speak to me and be like, really?
Yeah.
Do you have to, can you get on your knees? Can you pray? Can you read your Bible? Can you get up and shower before your son gets up?
Yeah.
And it would make your life a lot easier. So I feel like when you're trying to establish habits and you're having a difficult time, pray about it. Just simply take it to God and be like, Lord, help me in this area.
I agree. Definitely pray about it. But again, the Bible says faith without works is dead. It's the work. You have to put in the work. You can't just want something. You can't just desire something. It's not gonna, there's not gonna be no magical hand that comes out the sky and sprinkles fairy dust on you and the thing that you want is just gonna happen. You have to meet that desire with work.
Right. That's why I said, if he wakes me up at 5:55 and I just sit in that bed till 6:30.
Yeah.
What was the point of him waking me up? It was like, he met me halfway, so I got to do the work.
Yeah, you got to do the work.
I got to get up and get myself together.
I looked up the definition of habit because I like to look up the definitions of words. It says a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. It's hard. It's gonna be hard. We all say we want the body. But everybody doesn't want to do the hard work of going to the gym. We all say we want the body, but everyone doesn't want to do the hard work of eating right. We all say we want the dream career, the dream this, the dream that, but we don't want to do the hard work that it takes to do it.
But I think in that definition, it was saying that in a negative way, like bad habits, it's hard to give up, right? That's what it said at the end.
Yeah, especially one that is hard to give up.
Right. So there's some bad habits that we have.
Well, yeah, it's just what I said. If you want to work out, but it's hard to give up eating cake at night.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Or you want to get up earlier, but it's hard to stop binge watching Netflix.
So the habit you have is eating the cake.
Oh, I for sure love to eat some cake, but I also would get up and work out. So I'm shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah.
But it's like I have a bad habit of staying up too late, right? And I kept telling myself recently, especially like the last 3 weeks, I did a cleanse, I did a detox, and I said during this detox I'm gonna wake up early. But I still wasn't willing to go to sleep early. Like I was still up binge watching because I love to binge. I have to binge watch shows. Like I have to study shows. I like to study shows. I like to know who's casting what, who's starring in what. But what I did was, although I didn't go to sleep earlier, I still woke up early. Mm-hmm. And I suffered. I'm like, you should have got more sleep last night. But I've been getting up at 7 every day because I'm like, I want to be a morning person. I'm not a morning person by far. And I'm still not. Like I've been getting up at 7 a.m. maybe the last 11 days. So I'm 11 days in of my journey. But I'm still not willing to give up the hard thing of not watching TV at night.
Yeah. And for you and our busy schedules, we need to.
I know, you gotta rest.
That. Yeah.
That's why I'm always sleepy.
I was thinking about before I started doing this whole going hard with the acting and the podcast and all that stuff. And I was like, dang, I feel like my house was always clean.
Yeah.
When I first moved into my house, girl, it would not be a night that you couldn't come over my house and it'd be spotless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is the difference? Like, why am I struggling with this now? And it's because I'm so busy, which is why it should be more of a habit for me to establish, getting up early, going to bed early, getting my rest, because it's going to take a toll on your body too.
Yeah, no, it is. It's taking a toll on my body. And I think that's why it's important to rest. Like my pastor, my bishop, Bishop Dean, we do a prayer call. My husband and I do a prayer call every Wednesday morning, and he was talking about rest. And he was talking about, like, when you see a king or a queen, you always see them sitting on a throne. You see them from a place of rest. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, Jesus, I'm not resting enough. Yeah. So I got to get, speaking of habits, because I'm the queen of building a habit, and I'm the queen of getting rid of some. Mm-hmm. But there's also a whole bunch that I ain't worked on that I keep saying I want to do. You keep saying you want to be an early bird. You say early bird gets the worm. Right. It's cool to tweet that, but you ain't waking up early. So it's like, you can't do it if you're not operating from a place of rest. Mm-hmm. And how are you going to get that rest if you keep scrolling at night or you keep binge watching? But then I'm like, well, I got to binge watch because I'm an actor and I'm studying and it's like, okay, well, find the time management. Yeah. If you say you really want it, Ernestine, you say you really want it, you out there watching, this is the thing that you really say you want, you have to find the will to make it happen. It is not going to happen for you. I'm not going to be a morning person just because I want it. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm not going to be a morning person.
Not a morning person.
At all.
Yeah. I'd be like, and I'm not a late night person. My issue is waking up in the middle of the night and having a hard time going back to sleep. Yeah. So she calling me late. I'm calling her early.
I'm asleep. Listen, don't call me before 10 a.m.
And don't call me after 10 p.m.
Yeah. After 10 p.m. I'm up. Me and Jay are watching our 6th episode of a season of something that we're watching. But also, it's like some people will do that and then still be. The reason why I feel like I'm justified, and this is the thing that I do in my mind that I need to stop doing. I think my defense mechanism has been, I feel justified in my staying up or sleeping in because I'm successful and I'm a workhorse. I work my tail off. Don't nobody outwork me. Like, I work. I'm constantly working on something. So I feel like, well, even am I going to sleep late or am I waking up late, I still got this, and this done. I still ran Greenlit. I still did the team meetings for the Legacy Center. I did that. I was my mom today. I wifed today. I got 3 of my auditions in, and I booked this, and I made a couple $100 today. So I feel justified in what I'm doing. But it's like, yeah, but you're still not resting. And now you're sick. And now your eyes look baggy. And now there's dark circles around your eyes. So it's like, okay, yeah, you did all that, but then you look crazy.
And that's when it goes back to like self-care. You know, one thing I try to do at least once or twice a month is I have a day where I do nothing but something for me. Yeah. Like, literally, I am not, if I don't want to talk on the phone, I'm not going to answer the phone. Like we talked about going to Spa Land, like I literally will try to, let me not put our secrets out there. But I really try to take one day, if that's just me wanting to be in the bed and watching TV all day. And I do not feel guilty about it because I go so hard during the week. I just feel like I'm like this all the time, whether that's getting clothes together for the podcast or for Country Wayne or picking up my son. I feel like I'm in the car 4 or 5 hours a day, just going back and forth. Yeah. So I think it is important, like you said, to make resting a habit.
Yeah, that's my thing, is getting that rest and like,
self-care a habit.
But I feel like I struggle because someone's form of self-care may be a spa day. Someone's form of self-care may be watching TV all day. Someone's form of self-care may be doing a therapy session. But I really like to work. I love it. I love being busy. I love meetings. I love Zooms. I love conferences. I love auditions. I love team meetings here at the Legacy Center. I like running Greenlit. I like running my I like it. It feeds me. Like, I feel like when I'm just sitting, I'm like, I should be doing something. Yeah. Like, and not to say that that's self-care, but it's something that I love to do.
And I think that's fine. I mean, all the things that I'm busy with, I love to do as well, or otherwise I wouldn't do them, right? Yeah. But I think that self-care to me is also, like you said, resting. Yeah. Like, you could do all those things and you can love to do them and they bring you joy and happiness. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to bring you anything other than that. It's just that your body physically needs to rest. Your brain
and it's like, yeah, girl, you love to do all that, but then when you can't get up out the bed because you burnt yourself out.
Right. Yeah. It's just not a good habit.
It's not a good habit. And habits are things that you have to build and things that you have to stop. Great, so habits aren't always just like, things you got to build and add to your repertoire of things. No, habits are things you have to take away as well. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll know very quickly there are habits that Amber has, that I have, that you have, that every one of us has, hundreds of them that we need to get rid of. Overeating, complaining, gossiping, scrolling on Shade Room, just all type of things. Even the smallest thing that you may not even think is a bad habit could be a bad habit. It's like that one piece of a Snicker bar you eat every day. It's like, well, I didn't eat the whole Snicker bar, but you ate a little piece of it every day for the last 7 days. So at the end of the week, you still ate a whole Snicker bar. You know what I mean? It's
it's better than eating a Snicker bar in one day. Is it?
Am I telling him? I don't know. I mean, if I ate the whole Snicker bar in 1 week, I might as well just eat it in 1 day.
But if you had a Snicker bar every day that week. So I'm saying,
but I'm just saying there's so many habits that we may not even think to ourselves is a bad, quote unquote, bad habit. But if it's a habit that's not serving where God is taking you in your life, then it is a habit that you need to stop doing. Yeah. If you are idle time, idle conversations, gossiping, complaining, not being grateful, well, these are all things, not operating the spirit of gratitude. These are all habits that you can rid yourself of, people, places, and things that do not serve you, that we can just all rid ourselves of so we can truly walk into the best version of ourselves. Like looking cute, dressing cute, having a nice body, that's great and that's amazing. But like, is it serving God's purpose for your life?
Yeah.
What habits are you building and subtracting that are that's serving God's purpose for your life?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really it right there.
Definitely. Have to definitely take an assessment of self and figure that out. I know for me, I used to like take Instagram off of my phone for 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. Just so I won't even be tempted to look at it. I just took it off. Yeah. Can't really do that now because now my world is, my income is connected to social media now. But it's like, but I still feel like I think I might do that for January or something like that. Yeah. Maybe just plan on my post, time them.
But you don't really post, to be honest.
No, I don't. But
it's not really tied to your income. Not Instagram.
Not Instagram.
Now, Facebook like, you couldn't do.
Yeah, Facebook. But
Instagram, you could.
I meant social
post.
media, period. I didn't mean Instagram, but social media, period. Yeah. Whereas before, there was no need for me to look at the analyticals and all.
But I think even deeper than that, like scrolling at Instagram and stuff, I think the message I'm trying to convey is deep. It's always deeper. I'm Queen Pisces. I'm deeper. It's like deep. It's like, okay, it's also, oh God, I just had the word. You said scrolling on social media, and it struck a nerve with me. Oh God, I just lost it. Uh-oh. What were you saying? What did you say about social media?
I was talking about taking it down.
Oh, I found it. Defensiveness. I don't know what you said that made me think about that. It was random, but things that you have to rid yourself of, people, places, and things, mindsets and behaviors. I was thinking of the spirit of defensiveness, right? And you may not even notice this about yourself, because I didn't notice it about myself either until someone called it out. And I was like, oh wow, you're right, I did do that. It's like things like being defensive. Every time someone says something to you or challenge you, you immediately defensive. That is a habit. That is a habit that you need to get rid of, or else you're never going to grow. Or like my mom used to always say, you always have to have the last word. That is a habit. Yeah. So like, okay, you don't always have to have the last word. Right. Work on habitually letting someone else have the last word sometimes. Exactly. So it's like, those are the nuances. It's deeper than like scrolling and like eating cake. Like those are the nuances when we talk about self-development. And the root of this podcast is ridding yourself of people, places, and things that don't serve God's purpose for your life. Is like paying attention to your development as a person. Some of y'all who follow me know I'm a coach. Like if you ever want to coach with me, just send me a DM, send me an email. But like self-development is ridding yourself of those habits, defensiveness, always having to have the last word, or not even being open enough to be able to be challenged. Like some people you just can't challenge because they're so not emotionally open to even receive a challenge. Yes. They immediately want to meet you with aggression or cut you off or be defensive when you just do a simple challenge. I'm like, dude, why just have a conversation? Like just
Right.
You relax, breathe. Relax. You're definitely open to challenge me back too. Right. Like challenge me back if you don't feel like what I'm saying is relevant. Exactly. But those type of things, as we think about the word habit and what we're building and what we're stripping ourselves of to become the greatest version of ourselves.
Yeah. Well, this was a great little talk.
Are we done already?
We gotta go.
No, we got 9 minutes.
Damn.
No. We don't? Because we said 4:30.
Did we?
Yeah.
I thought you said 4:15.
Oh, okay. Right. Whatever. Okay. Well, are you doing word of the day?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Because I was just listening to what you were talking about, development and, changing our habits, how our habits kind of, I want to say define us, but they shape. Yeah, they shape our lives. They shape our everyday, comings and goings.
Yeah.
Just the way our mindsets.
Yeah.
I know there's some habits in my mind that I had to change and that I still need to change.
Yeah.
We had Ro on and she was like, Amber, you complain. I'm like, what? When do I complain? And then I was on set the other day. I was like, what is this food? This is just it. And I was like, oh, I'm doing it again.
And before you even get into that, you have to, it's important, we talked about this on another episode, it's important to surround yourself by people who are a little more elevated than you in certain areas so you can challenge each other. Because if no one pulled you aside and said, hey, Amber, you complain a little bit, you probably would have never known. You would have been oblivious to it, which is why your atmosphere is important. The people you hang around and the people who you allow to sow into you, it's good to have a mentor or a friend who's more successful in a certain area that you want to be successful in. Doesn't mean they're more successful than you in general. Just means like, oh, this person is good with money management. I need her in my life. This person is good with emotional intelligence. I'll need her in my life. This person is good with loyalty. I need them in my life because now I have these elements around me, these people who are good at this particular sector and they can feed it back to me. And now I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that I was doing that. Well, thank you for challenging me in that area.
And then you know what else will show you that? Your kids. Your kids will be a huge reflection on
I'm not there yet. Kobe's not there yet.
She gonna show you.
Yeah.
She gonna show you.
Yeah.
Because my son one day, he was just complaining about everything. I'm like, why are you complaining so much?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that would be me.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. So I had to like really watch what I say around him because I'm like, I don't want to give him that bad habit. But,
I guess now you say that, maybe I do have something that Kobe is. I have noticed Kobe is needy, and not needy and
demanding.
She's demanding. So like, if Kobe wants something, she wants it right now. Yeah, like. She definitely got that for me. But I honestly want her to keep that. I hope she keeps it. Yeah, demand what you want, babe.
Right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get to the word of the day.
Okay.
Sorry,
this is a short episode today, guys. We just wanted to check in with y'all on this good Wednesday.
Yeah.
And just tap in with you guys.
I chose the word transformation. So again, we do the word of the day here because we believe that the power of life and death is in our tongue. So we are always learning new words and trying to apply them to our life. And I use the word, I picked the word transformation, which is pretty self-explanatory, changing. This definition is talking about dramatic change in the form or appearance. And for me, am talking more about the form of your mind and of your surroundings and how can we achieve transformation. We achieve transformation through creating new habits, by letting old habits go and really being open to those people in our lives who can point out those habits that you may need to let go, or say, hey, why don't you pick this up? One thing Ernestine's always like, Amber, why don't you listen to more podcasts? Because we have a podcast. So it'll help us, develop our podcast more. I wasn't a podcast listener before, starting this. And it's been a difficult thing for me to get to doing habitually.
Yeah.
Because I'm just always on the go, or I have a kid in the car and it's like he wants to listen to his whatever. So, but anyway, putting the work to change and to transform in your life, I think is very important in building new habits that are beneficial to you.
Yeah. Did you define what transformation was?
I did. What did
it say?
I said it says a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. And I said I was choosing
thorough. That word right there, that's the game-changing part of that whole it's a thorough. Mm-hmm. You got to be
Another
thorough.
Another one says dramatic change.
It's dramatic. It's drastic. Mm-hmm. It's like when people want to do transformational work and change and build habits, they y'all want to be cute with it. It's not cute. It's drastic.
Yeah, it's drastic.
And it hurts and it's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's good. Transformation, word of the day. Listen, thank you for tuning in. We know this was a short episode today, but we have ran out of time. And we'll be back next week. Y'all know we'll be back next week, God willing. Make sure that you guys are building new habits, making drastic changes in your life, and we will see you back next Wednesday on another episode of It's Negotiable.